And coming up on April 20th is the Regina Red Sox annual spring fundraising banquet where they always bring in a Blue Jays great. And this year, it's Ernie Whitt. And he joins us now, one of the busiest guys in baseball. He wasn't going to be available after today. Ernie, we're so happy to have you. And thanks to our mutual friend, Dustin Mulligan, for lining this all up today. Thanks for coming to Regina. What are you expecting out of that event?
I'm just hoping that it's warmer than what it's been the last time I was there. I'm looking forward to it. And, you mentioned Dustin's name. What a great person he is, and tremendous contributions he's made to Canadian baseball.
Absolutely. There are, I think, only 3 players that have started an MLB game at any position, including pitcher, and he's obviously one of them. Ernie, I got to say that lifelong Blue Jay fan here, Expos and Blue Jays in the 80s, but as God is my witness, I thought you were Canadian. How much have you battled that in your life, given all the accolades that you've had in Canada? I thought you were Canadian. Till today, I figured out that you're not.
What? A lot of people have thought that. I just said I grew up outside of Windsor, so I'm basically Canadian anyways. And, the country has treated me very well. They've embraced me, and I've enjoyed every second that I've been in Canada and representing the country.
15 seasons in the majors and 12 with the Toronto Blue Jays, including the inaugural season of 1977. But it's clear you've never gotten too far away from the game. I mean, managing Canada's team internationally, our men's team. Would you mind telling our viewers and your fans what you're up to now? I see your emails at phillies.com. Working with the Phils?
Well, I was up until about a year ago, and I've since retired, and I'm doing a lot of baseball camps, working with kids, doing a few speaking engagements. But I enjoy the game. I love the game. I've got a friend that always said to me that, he never heard an umpire say work ball. It's always play ball. And, that's one thing that I've always enjoyed. I've been able to do something that I truly enjoy and love. And I still want to put back and keep going at it.
When I ask what you are looking forward to in Regina, you're going to find out, well, this, how much they love the Blue Jays in Western Canada. They love the Blue Jays coast to coast. But I wonder what it was like in 1977 coming up there. Now, again, you said growing up close to Windsor, so very close to Canada. But we weren't a baseball country then, were we? Like, compared to now? What change did you see?
Well, yeah, there's no question. It's definitely a baseball country now. Prior to that, it was strictly hockey. And it was, I think the Blue Jays did a real nice job when we came into the league. And because they were promoting us, but yet they were promoting all the stars that were playing in the major leagues at the time that was coming into Toronto, and would give them the opportunity to come and see your superstars that are playing on other organizations. And it just took some time and a lot of patience. Believe me, it wasn't easy going to the ballpark and knowing that you're probably going to get beat. That's not the right attitude to have. But for the first 3 years, it was like, okay, guys, we don't want to lose 100 games this year, instead of, hey, let's try to win 80, 82 games. So, it was just a change. The first 3 years was really bad. After that, you could see the progress that the organization was making. They were building a farm club. We saw some of the young players come up early. Dave Steve was one of them, came up early. Then you had the 3 outfielders, Jesse Barfield, Lloyd Mosby, and George Bell. And you saw them develop. Tony Fernandez. Just a lot of good ball players that came up through the system.
When you're talking about absolute icons, but then to have your hands on, literally, the growth of baseball in Canada and see all these major leaguers from Canada, Dusty being one, how does that feel? To have fostered the love and the sport and to have had a role in it with a nation.
It's such an amazing feeling. You're just talking about it. I've got chills going up my arm because of all of the great things that we have accomplished, going out and representing Canada and working with these young men. I mean, there's no better feeling than to put on the country uniform with the country's name across the front. You don't even care what name is on the back. It's all on the front. And these guys, they made my job easy. It was just like, go out and play and have fun. Do what you're capable of doing. I'm not asking for anything more. Just do what you're capable of doing. And when it's over with, we'll go and have a beer and have a good time and talk about it. And we'll just go forward. But it's been a blast, to be honest with you.
Well, it's not rare anymore to have a Toronto or Ontario kid to play for the Blue Jays, but I would have to get your thoughts on Joey Votto signing with the Blue Jays at age 40. As a guy that's on the cusp of the Hall of Fame as it is, and then coming home to play. How do you think this will work out?
I think it's going to be a great feeling for him. I hope he gets the opportunity to get up there and play and play close to where he grew up there in Mississauga. He's had a tremendous major league career. He played for us a couple of times in the WBC, representing this country. He's a class guy in the clubhouse. I just wish him nothing but the best.
Ryan in Oshawa writes in on our Sober Carpenter text line, 902-518-3033. He says, love you, Ernie. I remember coming to Exhibition Stadium in the $4 bleacher seats. Canada loves you, Ernie. What does it feel like coming home to Canada, if it is home, which I think it is? What's it feel like every time you come back when everybody knows your name? It's like one huge bar. Cheers. Everybody knows your name, Ernie.
Oh, it feels good. I mean, you can't get away from that. I just, I love the game. I played the game with passion. And when I'm managing the national team, that's all I ask our players to do is play hard, play it with passion and pride. And just remember you're representing not only yourself, your family, but your whole country. And that's the way I feel. I mean, I feel very honored that I've been with the national team for such a long period of time.
Great things to be remembered for, which, by the way, I mean, that Red Sox dinner you're coming in for, and again, for the viewers, April 20th at the Turvey Center. Go to ReginaRedSox.com for ticket information or follow their social media channels, and you can get some. Like, your legacy is fantastic. Tommy John came in and spoke at 1. And, he'd like to be remembered for other things that... Did you play with Tommy? What a character.
No, he was in the National League at the time. He did come over to the Yankees and pitch a little bit. So we did, our paths did cross at one time, but most of his career was in the National League.
As he would remind us many times all weekend, he's got the most wins for any pitcher not in the Hall of Fame. So there's a lot of things that he'd like to be remembered for, that he's just an absolute character. But Ryan wrote in, and we've had Cito, Rick Cerrone, just ones that I've been involved in, Devon White, Jesse Barfield, Robbie Alomar. It's complete having you there, Ernie. So I appreciate you coming and being part of that and raising money for the ball club. But this Ryan wrote in earlier with a comment, and it's my last question for you, about Mother's Pizza. And he said he remembers.
Oh, my.
What he remembers is the pictures of Pop. Tell us something about Mother's Pizza and how you got involved in that.
Well, that was a long time ago, the early 80s, actually, and just it had an investment chance to go into, and we did it. We traveled all around just promoting pizza, and, as it turned out, it was not a real good investment on my part, but we had fun when we did it. We ate a lot of pizza and drank a lot of pop.
Well, so it wasn't the next Tim Hortons, let's put it that way. Maybe it should have been Ernie's Pizza. But Ernie, thanks for this. Safe travels coming in, and thanks again for doing it, and thanks for all you've done, man. This is a major pleasure.
Thanks a lot, Rod. I'm looking forward to it.
Good stuff. Blue Jays great, Ernie Whitt. Interview lined up by Dustin Mulliken, our good friend, Team Canada member, former Detroit Tigers starting pitcher. and, of course, the Regina Red Sox.